Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Hart, and today I have two NBA player props I like for tonight's NBA playoff slate, as it is right for Tuesday night. Going to be going through them, breaking them down, all the good stuff in this video. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. If we get 35 likes in this video, would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And now let's get into the two pick breakdown. We're coming off a nice 2-0 sweep, so let's look to continue it into tonight. Before I get into the two picks, just want to say, follow me on Twitter at HartDFS, recapping the two plays from yesterday. We went with the goat slip there with LeBron over his assists and Giannis over the PRA line of 42 and a half. As you can see, both easily smashed it, so that's fantastic. We came off a 2-0 sweep 2 days ago, came off a 2-0 sweep last night, so we're getting hot here. Don't let us get hot. If we do, we're gonna go on a huge streak here. So really, really liking the streak we're on right now. So hopefully we can continue that in tonight. Go 6-0 in the past 3 nights. So the first prop I have for today is the board's definitely tight. It's Taco Tuesday. We're voting on tacos right now, so it's like the board is very, very tight. So I wouldn't force anything right now. Um, I'd play super light, and these two picks are going to be slightly risky just because of how tight the board is. There's a ton of blowout risk if we go over the blowout risk, right? Like 13. Like there is no Dejounte Murray. He's been a huge part of their offense. He's been keeping the games close. He's out. 13-point spread. Huge blowout risk there. Minnesota is now having to travel to the Nuggets right there at 9.5-point spread. That's big blowout risk. And then the Clippers, Suns, 12.5-point spread. Um, Big blowout risk there. Obviously, on the Timberwolves side, they don't have Kyle Anderson. He's been a key part of their team. You know, Ant-Man has been doing everything to keep him in the game because Karl Towns is terrible. So it's like Ant-Man has a poor shooting night and Karl Towns is not playing out of his mind. I just don't see how they're going to keep it close. So there's a lot of blowout risk on this slate. So as I mentioned, play light. Don't play a lot of money unless you're super, super confident. But I'd say just play light. Take this, maybe even take this day off. You can use the tacos. The tacos obviously help, but I'd say just across the board, it's a very, very tight board as of right now. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go a little bit of a risky route here. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna probably just put $5 to $10 most on this two pick slip right here, just because of everything I just mentioned. But I think the first one I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna take the under on, is going to be the PRA here of Russell Westbrook. I'm going to take less, 42 and a half PRA. As we can see, the past two games he's hit it. Obviously, the past two games there has been no Kawhi Leonard, and Russ has been balling out. So we'll go to Russ real fast. Obviously, I highlighted the fact that there is huge. Looks like the Timberwolves Nuggets game is now 10-point spread and went up by 0.5. But in that Clippers Suns game, it is 12.5-point spread. So there's massive, 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 massive amounts of blowout risk in that game. And Russ has just been shooting out of his mind. Like if we look at the board right now, on the Run Good prop dashboard. As you can see, if you want 50% off your first month, just put in heart for your discount or coupon code. You just click on it, put in a heart. But you can see right now the board is favoring his under 42 and a half right now, about a 52% chance probability. We're getting solid odds over there at BetMGM minus 125. The juice is there. So yeah, I'm liking it. And if we do a little bit of a deep dive here for Russ, let's pull him up real fast. Boom. I mean, he's playing the minutes, so it's like he's been playing huge minutes because the games have been close. If this game blows out, obviously he's not going to see anywhere near 35 to 40 minutes. And that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm kind of expecting Phoenix to finally have a good game. Uh, so far, they've just been like struggling to kind of break away. They've been allowing the Clippers to come back in the game or keep it close the whole game. I mean, it's Katie, it is Devin, it is Aiton, it is Paul. They should be running away with this game tonight against the Clippers at home. So I'm expecting Russ to come out and, I mean, is Russell Westbrook. He shot 56% 3 games ago, 2 of 3 from three, 48% 2 games ago, 3 of 7 from three, 42%, and then 58% overall, 3 of 6 from three, 50%. That's Russell Westbrook. That is just never going to happen again. Um, we know he's just not that type of shooter, not that type of scorer. So yeah, I just don't trust the streak he's been on. Now, if you do, go ahead and take the more PRA. But right now, I just it's very hard to trust Russ. I like him. I think he's a great player. It's just the numbers are not adding up, right? Like him shooting 56%, 67% from three, him shooting 48%, 43% from three, and then him shooting almost 59% from the floor, 50% from three. I don't buy it. he's been playing out of his mind. He's been playing unreal to keep him in the game and get him there. So with that in mind, I just think he's going to come back down to earth shooting wise. He's not going to be able to keep this, insane numbers up. Like he's shooting better than like Steph Curry is right now. It makes no sense. So I'm going to take the lesser on PRA. I think, he's going to come back down to earth shooting wise, and this game will probably get ugly and blow out, and he's not going to see, his normal 40 minutes. So obviously risky, but I'm going to take the less on Russell's PRA of 42.5. The second pick I have for tonight is I'm going to be running back with our boy who hit for us 2 nights ago and was very, very solid, which is going to be Jaylen Brown. I'm going to pull him up here real fast. I'm deciding if I want to go with the PRA or if I want to go with the fantasy score. I think I'm going to go with the fantasy score. He hasn't hit it the past 3 games. In the last game, he did hit his PRA there of over 35.5. He got 38, as you can see, but obviously he did not hit his fantasy score, which I think was like 39 or 40, because he had a few turnovers. And that's kind of the downside of Jaylen Brown is that he does turn over the ball a couple times a game. If he's not getting any steals, you're going to need him to, be scoring to get over the fantasy score. But I think I'm going to slightly go with the fantasy score. And I'll tell you guys why in here in a second. But as I mentioned, obviously there's some blowout risk here. 13-point spread, the biggest spread on the board today. There's no DeJounte Murray. But that's kind of why I like this play here is that there's no DeJounte Murray. If we look at the prop dashboard right now, it is slightly favoring his over there, 35.5 PRA, 51%. The juice is slightly on the over everywhere. I think they're slightly downgrading Brown just because of Murray's out, which I think you should be upgrading him, right? And the reason why is uh, DeJounte Murray was kind of matched up on Jaylen Brown the past few games here. And it's just one of those things overall, the Celtics offense has kind of not been like it was the whole season. The whole season, it was either running through Tatum or Brown or both of them at the same time. That's all it was, is running through both of them. Maybe here and there, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Derek White, one of those guys would have like a very solid game alongside of them. But that's kind of the offense was. It was Tatum and it was Brown. Now, through the first like 3 games, you can see, obviously Jaylen Brown had a great first game there, but then the past 2 games, it's really been the Derek White show and it's been the Marcus Smart show. Like Tatum and Brown have been doing fine. Brown has actually not been doing fine, as you can see, way down from his averages, 18, 3 and 2. He's averaging 26, 6, almost 7 and 4. So yeah, the second, third game there, Brown really struggled while Smart, White, Brogdon all did great. He finally had a bounce back spot here. He took off his mask. He was shooting poorly. He was just going. He was doing. I can't even talk. He was having another one of those games there, like the second game and the third game, where he was just doing god awful. Wasn't doing much. Was not hitting his shots. I think he started off the game 3 of 9 in the first half. That's how bad he was doing. And then obviously took off the mask in the second half, and he came out and he was playing very, very well. So I like the fact that he took off his mask. DeJounte Murray will not be guarding him anymore. So whoever they put on him, he's going to be able to absolutely abuse. And I expect him to be super, super aggressive. I expect the offense to come back into normal, come back to normal here with Tatum and Brown leading the charge and not Murray or not Smart, not White, not all these guys just randomly going off. So I'm liking the over there for fantasy score of Jaylen Brown. And we know he's a guy that can go off for multiple steals a game. Like he really struggled there that last game with no steals, but before that, three points each on PrizePicks for steals and blocks, and he went for 3 there. He went for 3 steals and 2 blocks in that second game there. So, I mean, he has massive upside. He's just really, really struggled the past couple of games just due to the mask. The offense really not getting him involved. He's just kind of been floating on the 3-point line. Finally got aggressive in that second half of this last game. So I'm expecting Jaylen Brown to get back to normal here, get back to his averages, and easily smash this fantasy score over. He's been disrespected in DFS overall the past 3 slates, which has been mind-blowing that people have been able to get away with it. But that's a different topic. But yeah, loving the under on Russ, 42.5 PRA, and loving the over there of fantasy score for Jaylen Brown. Those are the 2 picks for tonight. As I mentioned, definitely risky. There's a lot of blowout risk on the slate tonight. Is Taco Tuesday, so the board's very, very tight. So going to be playing super light. Suggest you guys to do the same, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.